Over the last week, we've been asking you to tell us about the extraordinary women that you know, and to inspire you, we've been meeting people like my next guest, Hanan Miezou, who nearly 4 months after the Grenfell tragedy continues to dedicate herself to helping the residents to rebuild their lives.
My life has changed since that night. I don't know how to live the way that I lived before. I really don't.
It's an absolutely horrendous fire. It's the Grenfell Tower.
It's difficult to actually look at the tower, because when you look at it, you see a story. That night, I got a phone call from Paul, my foster son, saying there's smoke in the house and people screaming. We stood powerless. Since that night, he's not been the same. I grew up in this area. It's my local. We used to run up in that tower, play hide and seek. It was part of the community. A lot of the volunteers out there don't need to do what they're doing, but they do because it's affected us. If people need your help, you help. That's me. I don't know how to do it any other way. A typical day for me is get up in the morning to messages, emails, and respond, and then get my kids ready, take them to school, come back, and we start doing the donations from here. Then residents meetings, Grenfell United meetings.
Everyone knows Hanan and they feel comfortable with her, and that's the massive difference, is that they know she comes from here, they trust her, and also results happen.
She's my oldest sister. She's the best sister. She's so caring, loving. She's always been there for people and knows what her friends. I don't even think she's thought about herself, like, throughout this whole time.
Because I know a lot of the families and the community very well, they tend to come to me. For me, I can't do anything else, and maybe when I see everything a little bit more settled and people are in their homes, then I can break away and say, right, I've helped.
Hanan is with me now. You're a remarkable woman. I don't know how you manage it, because it's been so difficult for you and for everybody there, because your foster son, Paul, he lived there, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
God, that must have been so hard on when it actually happened.
Yeah.
Because you were up all night, weren't you?
Yeah, we was fasting, so that's why we were up still quite late. And then I got the phone call in early hours of the morning, and I ran to the tower.
God, it must have been hellish, absolutely hellish to see all of that. But although you see the worst and you see terrible things, people have really come together, haven't they? They really have. You know, the community's really come together.
Most definitely. It's been an amazing thing how the community has come together. We've all pulled together, doing everything what we need to do for the families to support them in exactly which way that we can, through mental health, through just an ear, just to sit down and talk to them and just give them that time and that support, giving them the empathy that they deserve, you know, just making them know that we actually are here and we care.
And all of these weeks, months on, it's still very raw.
Most definitely.
You know, the world, sadly, the world moves on. Of course it does. The focus is taken away a little bit. But you're all still having to live with this,
Most
you know?
definitely.
I mean, it's there. That's the thing about it. I mean, anybody that goes past it, you see this horrible, it's almost like a tombstone. It's just ghastly.
It's literally there as a building. I dread to look at it. I don't look at it. And a lot of people who actually live in that area probably don't look at it as much as you think. The families are still in hotels. They're still, you know, not settled. So we have to continue to do what we can to continue to support them. Although it's not in the media, it's still very much alive. It's very much, families are not settled. You just have to be there. If you was there and you saw and you met the families on a daily basis, and if you was in the area on a daily basis, you would just completely see how much it's changed. It's changed through the community, how Latimer Road is not the same anymore. No. You know, it's bubbling, it's got people ready to just help, people to just be able, there's an area that it's a safe space that you could just go and sit down and talk, and just, these are people, selfless people just there, waiting for people to come, and, you know, if they need to sit down, if they just need to have a cup of tea and talk, they're there, available.
We can never underestimate that, can't you? Just the actual act of having a chat, you know, just talking with one another, that's for sure. Everybody wants to help, of course they do, but you have to say usually women, but it's people like yourself who actually go that extra mile. I mean, what kind of motivates you or makes you think to yourself, I've just got to do this? I get up in the morning, first thing you do in the morning, last thing you're thinking about at night.
First and foremost, I'm a mum.
Right.
So when you're a mum, you kind of have that caring, you know, instinct about you.
Sure.
So, but at the same time, what I witnessed that night, what I saw that night, that motivates me. The families, when you meet the families, they are my heroes, because when they tell you their stories, you can't, you know, you think you are the hero. I have to help.
Yeah.
I have to see you get through this and see you try to move on and rebuild your life. There's no way I couldn't do anything else.
Amazing. And we mentioned your foster son, Paul, who was there, and thank goodness was OK. We've got him on because we just wanted him to come in and say hello to you. And also, we wanted him to... There he is, Paul. Hi, Paul, come in. Come in. And
Oh, my God.
we just wanted to say thank you to you for all of the hard work that you do. And it's so appreciated. She's very special, isn't she, Paul?
Yeah, she's an amazing woman.
I don't know what you would have done without her.
I don't know what I would have done either. I mean, she's my rock and soul, and I'm so glad to call her my mum.
Oh, that's lovely. That really is. And are you all right?
I'm all right.
Are you OK?
Yeah.
You're getting there?
I'm getting there slowly but surely. It's a long process, but I'm really glad for people like Hanan that I have in my life, who's not just helping me, but helping many hundreds of families as well, which is an amazing thing.
Of course.
And everyone you speak to from the area and from the tower and from the local area, they only speak highly of her. So it's just an amazing achievement, and I'm just so happy that I was lucky enough to actually come here and give you these flowers today and surprise her.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys are great. Thank you so much. Just because the attention has moved on doesn't mean that we're not thinking about you. We really are. And what a difference you've made.
I hope so.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Great to see you.